I'm Brandon Jackson with TeamLogic of Oklahoma City. I've been with the organization for 10 plus years and worked with these guys for a long time. And I head up our technical team, and Norma has been an integral part of that team. So I'm really excited to have her.
I'm Davis Mary. I'm the owner along with my wife. We started the business in 2007 and luckily found this guy in 2008, and he's been with us ever since, which is a great thing in today's world. And my family is in the business as well. Natalie is my daughter, and she handles all the administrative parts of the business. She's the Swiss Army knife of TeamLogic. So she does the payroll and the payables and receivables and all of that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Natalie Wagoner. I would do all the things he said. And HR is my main contact with Norma.
She answers all of our crazy HR questions.
Yeah.
So as far as the program, I had heard about the program about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, and actually knew someone who worked there, and I can't recall her name, but anyway, I'm somewhat familiar with what you all do. And the way we came across Norma is Remerge is a client of ours, and when we were in the process of discovery with them, they told me about the program that they work with you guys on. And I said, well, sign us up. And we've been real happy with the way it's worked out. And I think there's 2 parts to it. There's the part that benefits us, and then there's the part that benefits, actually 3 parts. The parts that benefit Norma, and there's the part that benefits the community. So we've got an income earner who's shopping in the community, using services in the community. So it's a win all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you find any challenges in utilizing the workforce program or that internship or on-the-job training pieces?
I'll let Brandon answer the on-the-job training part of it, but administratively, I haven't noticed any significant problems or challenges.
No, it's been a great experience. When the idea of Norma working with us came about, she had shown some interest in cybersecurity. And it's interesting for someone to kind of dive into that world, because I'll call it the deep end of IT, because when we have contracts with our customers, we do everything for them. We do support, we do infrastructure, and we do cybersecurity, and that's become a focus lately. So it was interesting and intriguing to hear somebody not fully embedded in the industry saying, hey, I want to do cybersecurity. And it's actually a pretty cool part of the field. And so when she came to work for us and do the on-the-job training program, we didn't necessarily have an open position for it, but we created one for her to really train and mentor in that area. And one of the things that we had her do was look for anomalous behavior, so things that just look suspicious, logins at different parts of the day that shouldn't have been, or repeated failed attempts for logins, things like that. And she actually stopped a couple incidents from occurring just because she was so in tune with those logs that we had her looking through. And she rang the alarm bell, and we looked at it together, and we were able to stop some things from happening that would have been bad for our customers. So,
that's great.
It's been awesome to have her a part of that. But then I started talking to her of, okay, well, this is where you are knowledge-wise, and this is where you want to be in this area of the field. And you can't necessarily jump in on the deep end. And so that's where the job training program really helped us, because we started her at the foundational level, which in our world is called A+ training. You take A+ and you pass it, and then you move kind of up the ladder that way. And so she's already done that training, and she's taken her assessments, and so we're just kind of on that path with her to continue to accrue that knowledge. And she's always impressed me with her attitude. She's just always very positive. But in our field, you kind of get thrown into things, and you have to be, you have to not have trepidation over that. You just have to jump in and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's never shown that trepidation, which is a major requirement of what we do. But then the last thing I'll say is just her ability to soak up knowledge. We kind of have to be sponges in this industry, because it changes rapidly,
Mm-hmm.
and she's been able to absorb anything that we've thrown at her. And we're all busy, and we're all supporting our customers, and we very much have a culture of trying to train and mentor and help each other, because it's a team effort in what we do. But if I have to tell you 5 times to do the same thing and show you how to do it 5 times, that's when it becomes a problem, because we're all so busy.
Mm-hmm.
And she has not exhibited that at all. She's just soaked it up and one time, and she's got it. So we love Norma, and she's been an awesome part of our team.
That's wonderful. Now, with this partnership and Remerge, because the population that Remerge serves are people that have background issues, have you, I would consider you a second chance employer at this point, which I love that. Were there concerns about any of that?
Yeah, naturally, I think there would be. But I got to know the people there at Remerge, and their culture is very much like ours, being helpful, helping others. So I had confidence that it would work out, and of course it has. In fact, one of the things that we really enjoyed about Norma is she's just fit right in with our culture. We support the Alzheimer's Walk every year. She came to that with her kids, and she just fit right in with everybody, and she's just a delightful person. And I think, we did interview her, of course, before we hired her, but I think we saw that in her, that family oriented, and her goal is to keep her family together, and this is a path for that.
Yeah.
So we're glad to be part of that connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, employment is integral for keeping a lot of those families together, and
Right.
I have to commend you for the leap that you took, because a lot of employers are concerned about it, and they
Yeah.
don't take that leap. So
Yeah.
I commend you for that.
Somebody has to do something, right?
Mhm.
You can't just sit back and observe. You have to take action.
Mhm.
So we saw that opportunity, and it's worked out for her and for us. So
Mm-hmm.
we're happy.
And everybody
Wonderful.
needs a second chance.
Yes, yeah.
At least 2.
At least 2.
Yeah. Some of us more than others.
Well, for other employers that are maybe considering but haven't made the decision to partner with the workforce program, or even Remerge, or a combination of the two, then what would you tell them?
Well, when I was getting my master's degree, which was many, many years ago, it was in business, I took a course that was called Business, the Community, and the Individual. And probably the best course I took in my master's courses, and was talking about how each of those 3 are responsible to the other 2 in some way.
Mhm.
So I see this as a responsibility. And if you have the opportunity and you have the means to be able to work with someone like Norma, you should take it. Otherwise, the second chance doesn't mean a lot if it's not taken, the road not taken, so to speak.
Right, yes.
Right. So I see it as an opportunity for companies to really walk the walk, and if they say that they're part of the community and give back to the community, step up and do it.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Anything else that you would love to mention, make comments of, or?
We'll let Natalie talk a little bit.
We've loved having her here. She's got, like they said, a great attitude, and a good attitude towards being teachable, especially all new, jumping right into an all new field. I think she's done excellent, and we just love having her.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all so much, truly.
Our pleasure. Sure.